You have to be quick if you want an Altguild. Altguild.com.
So the number one question that I get asked by customers is how many inserts or notebooks fit inside my covers. So that's what we're going to cover today, but before we get into that, we're going to talk a little bit about inserts themselves first. So when it comes to inserts, what you want to try not to do is treat them as a unit of measure. Not all inserts are created equal, so some are going to be thicker than others. This Field Notes is a 48-page memo book, and this is the 56-week date book. And you'll see that the date book is actually about almost twice as thick as what the 48-page memo is. And even their dimensions, I've noticed that they're off a little bit too. The memo book looks like it's just a little bit wider. Yeah, just a little bit wider than what the date book is. So again, yes, not all inserts are going to be created equal, especially when you get onto Etsy and you're finding other creators that are out there. The standards that are out there, like A5 and B6 and Midori, they can vary from maker to maker by a little bit. So the important thing is to find out what your thickness and dimensions are of the notebooks that you have. And when you're doing that, put your notebooks together, and when you measure, do not measure at the open end. Measure at the spine. The spines tend to be just a little bit thicker. And I can show you that right here with the calipers. When you measure at the opening of your notebooks, we're looking at 6.56 millimeters. If you measure the same thing at the spine, we're looking at 8.72. So you can see there's a considerable difference there. And when you start to stack them up, it really starts to add up. The other thing that you want to take into consideration also is bloat. And what do I mean by that? Well, let's take a look at this B6 insert. This is a brand new insert. Nice and thin, clean, never been used. It is a particular thickness. Here's the same notebook after it's been used a lot. You can see that it is considerably thicker than the others. So you want to keep in mind that over time your inserts are going to get a little bit wider as you unfold them. You might have elastics or bookmarks, other things put inside them that are going to cause them to be a little bit wider. So you want to take that into account for measuring your inserts for the covers. While we're on the topic of inserts, the other question that I get is, do I sell inserts? The answer is no, I don't. Will I sell inserts in the future? Possibly. My family has a background in printing, both halves of my family. On the East Coast and the Maritimes, we had a printing business out there, newspaper business actually. And the same thing with the other half of my family here in the prairies. They had a printing business. So I have access and some knowledge in that area. But for now, there's lots to research over the summer when it comes to paper quality, the type of paper maybe people who use, fountain pen users. The notebook paper area is so huge that it's daunting. It's definitely on the roadmap for the future, and we'll just have to see how it comes out. Okay, so let's get to the actual covers themselves. What you see here is a lineup, all the different size covers that I sell at this time at Altguild, and inside them are foam core analogs. What I mean by that is that they are pieces of this foam core that I have precisely cut to the dimensions of each of the size inserts that are out there, A6, B6, Field Notes, and so on. The reason I've chosen this foam core is that they are just a little bit thicker than what the inserts themselves are. They're in that nice sweet spot to account for bloat. So again, yes, I cut them, glued them together, and fit them in to give me an idea of both what the final outcome is in terms of the total thickness or space available in a cover, plus it gives you a general idea of how many inserts. I know inserts are not a unit of measure, but it gives you a gauge to give you an idea how many are actually able to fit inside each of these covers. Also, at the end of this video, I'm going to provide you with a list of what are the dimensions I'm using to define an A5 or a B6 or a B6 Slim, as well as all the other sizes. Starting off with the Tachikoma, if we have a look inside, here's the block I made. Total thickness is 0.59 inches, that's 15 millimeters, and it looks like it holds 3 inserts in total. Next up is its cousin, which is the Tachikoma Chunky Monkey, and it's 1.6 inches, that's 40.5 millimeters, and it holds 8 inserts in total. After that, we have Passport, and it is 0.59 inches thick, that's 15 millimeters, and holds 3 inserts. And its cousin is the Chunky Monkey version of it, and that's 1.2 inches, 30.5 millimeters, 6 inserts in total fit in that one. Now, one of the things I want to cover actually while you're looking at it, because I don't want you to judge my covers based on what you're seeing right here. These are all model covers. I've specifically designed these to be really, really stiff so that they stand up and they can pose well for photos and videos and that. So yes, my covers tend to be a lot a lot more pliable. So just wanted to point that out. Let's move on to field notes next. This is field notes. This is in the River Song design. Field notes is 0.6 inches. That's 15.5 millimeters. 3 inserts in total. This went through a little bit of a change in the past. It used to be just a little shorter, and I had a complaint about that from one customer. They got exactly what it is they asked for, but they didn't like the fact that it wasn't more, I guess is the best way to put it. They were expecting there to be a little bit more room. So this was a long time ago. So I ended up redoing this design and making it just a little bit wider. So that's the field notes. And of course the field notes has its cousin, the Chunky Monkey. Let's see here. Chunky Monkey holds 1.06 inches, that's 27 millimeters, 5 inserts in total. And next is the A6. The A6 is 0.83 inches, 21 millimeters, 4 inserts in total. And again, when I made these covers. They're a little bit larger than what a lot of other shops make their covers. And the reason being is I took into account the concept of bloat, but also the fact that people like to use tabs and so forth. So I wanted to leave a little more room inside the covers. So this is the A6 Chunky Monkey, and it holds 1.46 inches, that's 35.5 millimeters, 7 inserts in total. Now we start getting into some of the larger covers. These covers aren't available in Chunky Monkey. They are available in traditional lace as well as dual and quad, but not available in the chunky sizes. This is the B6 Slim, I believe. Yep, B6 Slim. It holds 1 inch, that's 25.5 millimeters. 5 inserts in total fit properly inside the B6 Slim. Now we get to something a little bit different. This is the B6. Dimensionally, the height is the same as the B6 Slim. It's just wider to accommodate the B6 inserts. Now it gives you two options. You can put in your B6 inserts, and in this case 1.05 inches, 26.5 millimeters. You can put 5 B6 inserts in here, or you can also put in 8 B6 Slim inserts at 1.57 inches, 40 millimeters. Will fit inside the B6 properly. Again, leaving extra room for tabs, pens, and so forth. So that's the B6. Now we come to the traditional Midori, although I shouldn't say exactly traditional. Mine, again, like I said, are a little bit larger to accommodate for tabs and that. Regular Midori is 1 inch, 25.5 millimeters, 5 inserts, and this cover is made to hold just the Midori sized inserts only. Okay, so now we get into the wide. The wide holds 4 of the Cahier inserts at 0.78 inches, 20 millimeters. Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 in there. But it also holds, the cover was designed to hold the Midoris as well. So the Midoris, as you can see, fit inside there just fine. The wide holds 1.96 inches, that's 50 millimeters. 10 Midori inserts in total will fit in there. Let's put this back. And lastly, we're looking at the extra wide. Where's the foam core for this one? Here it is. I forgot to put it in. The extra wide holds A5 inserts, 0.8 inches, that's 20.5 millimeters, and it holds 4 inserts in total. But it also can hold 10 of the Cahier inserts. Again, lots of extra room. And the Cahier inserts, again, it holds 10 of them. That's 2.1 inches, 53.3 millimeters. But it also holds one other. Actually, there's 2 others. Now, believe it or not, I do have customers who do this. This is a foam block for Midori, 16 Midoris. And again, remember, these are bloated, so it could be a little more even. So 3.15 inches, that's 80 millimeters, 16 inserts in total, fit in the extra wide without any issues whatsoever. So that is one big sandwich. Now there is one more. Let's see where I put it here. This one. This one is a bit of an oddball. I don't have exact stats for it. These are letter inserts. What they are is 8 customers who like to make their own inserts using 8.5 by 11 paper that they fold in half. And well, the stats on here right now, what I have is 3.15 inch-ish, that's 80 millimeter-ish, and it holds 4-ish inserts. The reason I'm saying ish a lot is that these are very custom, that people make them themselves. It all depends on how many pages there are. Also, the It depends on how they cut them, if they cut them. When you start folding one page after the other, you start to get this beveled where the outer sheets of paper are shorter than the newest ones on the inside. So you get this beveled. Some people like to cut this off so it's all straight. Other people leave it like this. So what the dimensions are it's hard to say. What I can say is it's very close to, or in between Cahier and A5. Here is a A5. Well, technically it's just a little bit taller than an A5. And width-wise it's a little bit shorter than an A5. And that's before you cut the edges off. In comparison to a Cahier, the Cahier, again, okay, so the Cahier is a little bit shorter, and let's try and see this right. You can see that the letter one's significantly wider than the Cahier, even if you were to cut it off. So that's about it. Actually, that's the last cover there, so I hope this has been of some help. Let me just put this away. And if you have any other questions, just give me a shout on Etsy and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
You have to be quick if you want an Altguild. Altguild.com